Hello, I'm the Educator, and this is City of Heroes. That's right. I don't know how I came across. It may have been on Reddit. Oh gosh, it was just last night. You'd think I could remember what happened. I know what I was doing. I was looking up mods for 7 Days to Die, and a link took me to a page for a mod, and there it was. It was a post on someone's blog or something, I don't know. It was about City of Heroes, and that a server was up and running. And so I thought, well, let me investigate. So I started looking around. Then I went to YouTube and I did some searching over there, and I ran across a video of the I'm gonna forget, but I'm going to put his link down in the description for sure. The Positive Gamer, that's who I was watching. The Positive Gamer, back in April of this year, made a video, showed you all the steps, laid it out beautifully. I mean, you can't go wrong. If I can't go wrong watching what he did, you cannot go wrong watching the Positive Gamer's tutorial on how to get to City of Heroes. It's here. It's running. I mean, I don't know what it takes for geniuses to create all of this, to make it run, to put it on a server, to have people join. I don't know all of the details. I don't know all the technicalities, but as far as I'm concerned, they're absolute geniuses, and I hope it continues. In fact, I hope it gets so darn popular that they decide they want to bring it back. Who was it? NC Soft, I believe, that finally did it in. So I was, I bet you I was just let's see. I cannot remember when City of Heroes came out. But it was probably just a few months, not even a year, I don't believe, before I got into it. And I've been a superhero fan since I was probably 4th or 5th grade. I loved it. So when an MMO came about that allowed us to create heroes and fly, oh my gosh, that to me was the best. When I was able to finally fly, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I would say I played for a few years, and then I had my first kid, and it took its toll. Not only the time, but also the money, the monthly subscription. So I finally said I need to stop paying and stop spending hours and hours and hours doing it. I had multiple heroes at the 50 level and just loved it. Love this game. But I had to put it down. And I was so sad when it was maybe a year or two later when they finally closed up shop. I thought that's, because I guess there was always a part of me that said, maybe I'll go get back in there and tinker and just run around, have a good time. It was nice because it was a social event, right? It's an MMO, for crying out loud. So not only are you getting in there and playing a video game, but you're also hanging out with people. I loved it. I loved being in there, and especially when you got on a good team and there was good banter and there was good communication and people had a good time, and even people that you would meet up with later. You'd come across them later. You're like, hey, I know you. Remember when we did this and this? That was good times. So let's see. I forget which server this was, but I didn't have any characters on it, and so I'm building from scratch. But I'm building one based on my favorite character back then, and his name was Blackhead Burst. And I guess the initial, first of all, I wanted to make a rad character, okay, and I was sort of loosely basing him on the Human Bomb from DC. I always liked the Human Bomb, although the Human Bomb has just a ridiculously boring costume. At least the hood part I really liked. Okay, I always liked this hood. And so I thought I'm going to do something like the human bomb. And you can see here I went with the all white. And I cannot remember when I played. My primary costume was black, red, and white. And it was a really cool combination. And I could not remember. I couldn't remember. You can see I'm just playing around, hoping to remind myself. I end up going with one of my secondary costumes because I could remember that. It was black and kind of that neon green, which kind of matches up with the radiation power anyway. So it'll work. But yeah, I just like the hood idea, so I wanted his face to be completely covered. And the human bomb kind of has this slit where he looks through, kind of a visor. And I don't know, I always like the little goggly things, so that's kind of what I went with. But anyway, so I'm gonna build this as we go. In fact, here in a second, I'm gonna speed it up because I really do take forever when I make costumes. I mean, honestly, it would not surprise me. And all the costumes that I made, it probably took me at least an hour, and oftentimes, probably 2 hours to finally get a costume. So, I mean, for me, that was part of the fun. Just hang out, make a costume. I would play a little bit. Sometimes I'd make the costume and be like, I don't really have any more time. I'll just end here and load up next time. There was a contest at my local comic book store. I bet you I've told this story before, over in 7 Days to Die. The contest at the comic book store was based on the Civil War happening in Marvel Comics. And their contest was basically whose side are you on? And they had these character sheets that you could pick up at the store. And you had to create your own character and then decide background, origin, that sort of thing. And decide whose side are you on, Captain America's or Iron Man's. And so I went with Blackhead Burst. So I actually took a screenshot and printed it out. They did have a little character section where you could draw. Well, I have absolutely no artistic ability whatsoever. Okay, even my stick figures are stupid looking. So I just printed it out. And when I turned it in, the guy actually recognized it as City of Heroes. And it was Blackhead Burst. And I told this, I wrote my origin and everything else. In fact, I think I copied it word for word from City of Heroes. And I won. I won, I want to say, a month's worth of all the tie-ins for Civil War. And it had to have been probably, I don't know how many, 8 or 10 comics I picked up that month. Maybe more. I don't remember exactly, but that was cool. I wish I could remember his original costume. I just really loved it. In fact, as I'm sitting here looking at him, I'm sort of kind of remembering what it looked like. I'm pretty close. I think he had long, his breeches were black, boots were black. The top part, I think I have the colors reversed. I think it should be mostly red. Yeah, like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter, right? So I'm getting ready to speed it up because this is just going to take a million years. And I think at some point I become so discouraged with the black, the red, and the white that you can see there I start to incorporate the green. So I'm going to go pretty basic. My secondary costume wasn't my favorite. I always played with the primary costume, but that's all right. Anyway, I it's just being back in this game, and I don't know that I'm going to make this a series because, again, it would be me back into an MMO. And I don't know. I don't even know if it lends itself well. I think if you are with a group of people, you know, and you kind of have a team that you can run with and banter and hang out with. I think that it would be a really cool idea. But by myself, just running around, running missions and stuff, I don't know, it's boring. I'm getting really close. I like to try out I always love the capes, especially when flying. I love it. I left before the auras really picked up. I mean, you had some auras. You had to work your way up to them. But it looks like they have so many. Back then, there was so few auras. And the fact that they have this atomic aura spinning around the hands, I thought that was pretty cool. I think we're about ready. So I'm going to go with the typical radiation powers, just starting with the basics. And then I started on the description. And I was trying to remember back as much as I could. This has obviously been many, many years. I wanted to think of the origin story pretty close, right? So he's Blackhead Burst because it had something to do with Zits. And when he popped one, it was radiation ooze. Why was it radiation ooze? Well, he must have been a scientist at some point and came into contact with radiation, or whatever he was doing in the lab caused it to happen. Anyway, so this ooze had caused him to have these incredible powers. And of course, he wears a hood all the time because, good heavens, who wants to look at all that ooze that's constantly running and giving him this constant source of power? So it's pretty gnarly. Well, we're getting ready to dive in, guys, and you can watch the rest of this. I'm just going to go on a couple of missions here, and you're more than welcome to stick around, but I don't think I have a little bit of in-game audio. I talk a little bit more, and then when we get back into Atlas City, I talk a little bit more. So there is more of me, but as far as this commentary, before the action even started, I'm going to bring it to an end. You know, you might see this again. I loved it, and I know it hasn't been that long, but it's pretty nostalgic. And you know, I'd like to stop by every now and then just to see if you know, if it's picked up and if more and more people are in. I was surprised. I did see a handful of people when I jumped in last night, so I sure hope it picks up. I think a lot of people will be excited about it. So anyway, so enjoy the rest of this video, and if you'd like to see more, I hope that you will leave a comment. All right, let me know if you want to see me play through some missions or get into some groups, that sort of thing. I might just do it. So, and if you're interested in City of Heroes, again, I hope that you'll go to the link down below. It's going to walk you through, man. It's going to be so easy to get into it. Trust me. I think next time I'll also work on making this full screen, okay? I know it's kind of goofy, but when it first came up, this is what it looked like, so I left it, and I didn't feel too much because I was just glad to be in. Alright, guys, that's it for me. I'll see you next time.
Blue Spectrum is hurt. He can absorb powers. Help him out by lending him some of yours.
You have a moral choice. You can choose whether you want to be a hero or a villain.
Blue Spectrum seems okay now. He'll guard this area. Longbow needs your help up ahead. Talk to the official nearby to increase your powers.
Left-click on an NPC to begin interacting with it. Select Train to Next Level to choose a new power.
Those monsters are blocking the teleportation system. Defeat them so you can get out of here!
You are now in a zone event. You can work together with other players towards a common goal.
Now, when I left City of Heroes, it was... Oh, it was probably a year or two before the servers closed. You know, I had a new baby, and I just felt like I was spending too much time. Something is emerging. I like the sound of that. Spending too much time, not only fart. I think it's too big for me. This is where you need more people. Yeah, just too much time, too much money. Month to month, couldn't do it. So this wasn't in there. This is all new to me. Usually, when I would create a new character and come into the tutorial, I would... You just run to a location and defeat all the criminals inside of a building, and then you'd run out and it's over. So this is pretty cool, and the fact that even in the tutorial you are having to work together with other people before you get out into the world, that's pretty cool. I'm not going to defeat this freaking guy. I need some help. Take that, you goober. Take that. That's right. Is that one punch?
The giant Shivon is down! You should be in a longbow safe zone, but it won't last much longer. The people of Atlas Park need you now. Once this is over, we'll have...
Yeah, I want to go to Atlas Park. Let's see if there's people hanging out. Man, I don't know what it takes to get a game like this that was gone. Absolutely gone. What's it take for people to figure out... You may have a flag yourself... No. Flag yourself as a helper. Let's do none right now. May not even be anyone in here. Hey, buddy! You're level 14? Dude, I love it. Hey! Hey, buddy? I don't remember a thing. Like, can you, like, wave and stuff? Freak a frack if I can remember. I have no idea. I have no idea where you go. Menu. Oh, crap. 49? Oh, what a hit.